stayed safely in the boat that night? What if Esther kept her silence, just to keep her crown secure? But what if you've been calling it being careful when God called you through that door? What if Moses told the burning bush, go find somebody else? What if Abraham kept Isaac, cause he trusted in himself? What if Mary heard the angel and said, this cost me way too much? But what if God's been asking you for something, you keep saying that you trust? What if the giant isn't Goliath? What if the giant is your fear? What if God already split the sea? What if you're still too scared to be free? What if the prison isn't iron? What if the chains are what you choose? What if you read about their courage, but heaven's waiting now on you? What if Peter never followed after Jesus said, come? What if Paul stayed soft forever, never blinded by the sun? What if Joseph chose revenge when his brothers bowed in shame? What if Thomas let one moment make him walk away from faith? But what if your biggest battle isn't doubt, but what you do when doubt appears? What if fear can still be present and you follow him? Then a palace would have buried what was meant to be a mission. See, we love to finish stories cause we know how every page ends. Love to quote the ones who stood while making peace with what we're scared of. Say, I'd walk across that water, but won't step beyond convenience. Say, I'd stand before Goliath while we're bowing to opinions. You won't see revelation with the sidewalk through the ocean. Want the fire without the furnace, want the faith without devotion. Wanted Jericho to crumble while you whisper from a distance. Want a resurrection story without dying to resistance. What if Abraham said later? What if Joshua said wait? What if Daniel changed his prayer life just to make the lions tame? What if Shadrach saw the furnace and decided God could understand? What if Peter heard come follow, then went fishing like he never asked, now turn it? What if that's you? What if God already spoke, but you really know too? I'm just waiting till I know. What if peace is really comfort? What if wisdom is your fear? What if every sign you're asking for has been standing there for years? What if mountains are refusing you? What if you're refusing first? Your hands are simply closed. You keep praying, Lord, using you. What if you're refusing first? What if God is not withholding and your hands are simply closed? You keep praying, Lord, using you. What if you're refusing first? What if God is not withholding and your hands are simply closed? You keep praying, Lord, use me. Still feels good, but Noah built before the rainfall. David swung before he won. Mary carried the Messiah before she knew what it would cost. Faith ain't know, and every ending faith is moving when you don't. So if Jesus says come follow, there's a question in the room. But if you're searching for the message, but every Bible verse keeps pointing back at you. What if you're waiting for a sign while you're standing in one? What if you're asking God to move and He's asking you to come? What if the next Bible story isn't written on a page? What if right now He's calling your name?